Hey, do you remember having to plan your entire evening around a single TV show? Or how movie night meant you had to actually, get up and go to the video store? Yeah, those days feel like ancient history now, right? Today, we're going to dive into the force that didn't just tweak our screens, it completely reinvented them. We're talking about the online streaming revolution. I mean, just look at the difference. On one side, you've got the old way. We called it appointment television. You had to patiently wait a whole week just for the next episode. But on the other side, that's our world now, an entire universe of content that waits for us. The power didn't just shift a little, nope. It was a complete transfer, right from the broadcaster's rigid schedule straight into our hands. Honestly, this wasn't just an evolution. It was more like a hostile takeover of our attention. So, what does this revolution actually look like when you break it down? Well, at its core, it really is all about one incredibly powerful idea. You are now in total control of your screen. And at the heart of this whole thing is the online streaming platform. Now, the magic word here, the thing that makes it all work, is real time. Think about that for a second. Unlike a download where you have to sit there and wait for the whole file, streaming just feeds you the content second by second as you watch. That's the secret sauce, right? That's what creates that seamless, instant experience we all just completely take for granted now. And these are the titans of this brand new world. You know all the names, of course. Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, YouTube. I mean, they're not just companies anymore, are they? They're the new architects of our culture. They're basically digital empires, and they're all built on getting and keeping our attention. Okay, let's be super clear about the single most important change here. Because it wasn't about a better picture or having more channels. No. The real game changer was this fundamental transfer of power. We went from a world where broadcasters dictated everything to a world where the viewer is finally completely in command. But this didn't just happen overnight. Not at all. To really understand this revolution, you've got to look back at the technological dominoes that had to fall, one by one, to make it all possible. This timeline really lays it all out pretty clearly. We started with physical stuff, right? VHS tapes, DVDs. Then we moved on to broadcast, like cable and satellite TV. And yeah, each one of those was a step forward, an evolution for sure. But one of these things on the list, it wasn't just another step. It was the invention that lit the fuse for the entire explosion. High-speed internet. This was it. This was the absolute key. Before fast, reliable internet became a common thing in our homes, the idea of streaming high-quality video to millions of people at once, that was pure science fiction. It's the invisible infrastructure that literally unlocked this entire new world for us. And no company saw this future more clearly than Netflix. You remember those red envelopes, right? The ones with the DVDs inside? Well, they saw exactly where high-speed internet was headed, and they made what has to be one of the boldest pivots in modern business history. They didn't just adapt to the future, they grabbed it by the horns and basically led the charge. So this incredible transformation kicked off an absolutely intense competition. Let's take a look at the battle plans. How do these platforms actually operate? And more importantly, how do they fight for our attention on what's become a very crowded battlefield? Okay, so it pretty much all comes down to three main strategies. First up, you've got subscription, or SVOD. That's where you pay a flat monthly fee for all-you-can-eat access. Think Netflix. Then there's the ad-supported model, or AVOD. The content is free, but you pay with your time by watching ads. That's the classic YouTube model, right? And now we're seeing this hybrid model just exploding in popularity, where you get a cheaper subscription if you're willing to watch a few ads. It's trying to give you the best of both worlds.
But here's the thing, just having a big library of old movies wasn't going to be enough to win this war. The game truly changed when these platforms had a huge realization. The ultimate way to capture and keep subscribers wasn't to be a library, it was to become a studio. By creating their own exclusive, high-budget content, they forged a powerful new weapon, shows and movies you literally couldn't get anywhere else. And this crazy high-stakes competition for the next global hit, the next show everyone is talking about, well, it quickly got a name, the streaming wars. And it is a battle that has poured billions of dollars into new productions and has completely reshaped the entire landscape of Hollywood. So, okay, that's the business and the tech. But what has all of this actually done to us, to our culture? Let's zoom out and look at the real-world impact of this massive shift. I mean, the disruption has been seismic. For traditional media, it's been nothing short of an earthquake.
Cinemas are fighting to get people in seats, and millions have cut the cord, ditching cable for good. But on the flip side, this has just blown the doors wide open for creativity. It's given global stages to small regional films, and it's allowed these really niche stories to find passionate audiences all over the world. This has sparked a full-blown creative explosion. And it makes sense, right? Think about it. Success is no longer just about how much money a movie makes on its opening weekends. Now, it's about keeping you subscribed month after month. And that gives creators this immense freedom to tell bolder, more complex stories. It's opened the doors for so many diverse voices and for content that honestly never would have survived in the old system. You know, this revolution has even changed the words we use. The term binge watching, crushing an entire season of a show in a day or two, that just wasn't really a thing in the mainstream vocabulary before streaming platforms started dropping full seasons all at once. It's a word that perfectly defines this new way we consume stories. But it's a really important question to ask. With all of this unprecedented access and all this control, is there a downside? Has all this freedom come with a hidden cost? And of course, there are costs. I mean, we're all feeling that subscriber fatigue, right? Juggling countless services. Production costs are just skyrocketing in this hunt for the next global hit. And then you have the bigger questions, things like screen addiction, what happens with our data privacy, and of course, digital piracy. So yeah, the revolution absolutely created its own brand new set of challenges. But even with all those challenges, the conclusion is just undeniable. Streaming isn't just an alternative to cable or the movies anymore. It has become the primary, the foundational pillar of global entertainment. For hundreds of millions of people, it's now the default way they experience stories, period. And that leaves us with a really fascinating final question to chew on. In the old world, right, those big TV events, they were shared cultural touchstones. We were all watching the same thing at the same time. But now, in a world of infinite, personalized choice, where we're all kind of in our own content bubbles, how do we find our shared moments? Where do they come from? It's something to think about the next time you press play.